And were you a good student?
Yes, I was an outstanding student who genuinely loved to learn.
And what interests and hobbies did you have growing up?
I liked to read and write articles. I had a passion of writing poetry.
And did they contribute to becoming famous?
Yes, writing enabled me to write in magazines like Convent Missions. It also let me write to great leaders.
Very good. What accomplishments are you most famous for?
I am known for being a humanitarian and advocate for the poor and helpless. I won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979.
Did your accomplishments change the world in any ways? In any way?
Yes, through the Missionaries of Charity that I started, I was able to provide care and shelter to the people that nobody was prepared to look after.
And are you known for anything else?
Yes. I also could provide care and shelter for the aged, blind, and disabled people.
And why do you think you were so successful in your accomplishments? I know that's a little bit loud. I was a humble.
I was a humble and selfless person who wholeheartedly believed in serving the poor and sick people.
And what did you do later in your life?
In the early 1960s, I started sending my sisters to other parts of India. It was followed by foundations in Venezuela, Rome, Tanzania, and eventually in every continent.
How old were you when you died?
I died at the age of 87.
And how did you die?
In my old age, I had various health problems. I had malaria, pneumonia, and had heart problems. I died from a heart attack on September 5th, 1997.
And what other interesting facts can you share with us about your life?
When I first came to Calcutta, I was assigned to teach in St. Mary's High School for Girls. I learned to speak Bengali and Hindi fluently. When Pope John Paul II gifted me a limousine, I raffled it off and used the money to start a leper colony.
If your person were alive today, what would you ask them?
How did you feel when you heard the call from God to go and help the poor?
Very nice job on your interview. Now tell us about your poster and your map and your timeline and your pictures.
I'll tell you about the history of my life by going over my timeline. On August 26, 1910, I was born in Skopje, Macedonia, which is right here. As you can see, the neighboring countries were Greece, Albania, Serbia, and Bulgaria. In 1919, my father died, which was when I was at the age of 7, and I looked like this. On November 29, 1928, I left home to go to the Laredo Sisters in Ireland, and I looked like this then. Just 6 weeks later, on January 6, 1929, I arrived in India. On May 24th, 1931, I took my first vows and became known as Sister Teresa. Then on May 24th, 1937, I took my final vows and became known as Mother Teresa. Then on April 12th, 1947, Pope Pius XII granted me permission to leave the convent and go and help the poor in Calcutta. Then I decided to start my Missionaries of Charity to help the poor. Then finally on October 7th, 1959, the Missionaries of Charity got approved. On August 22nd, 1952, I opened the first Nirmal Mandir, which is right here, And Nemahebe means the home of the pure heart, and is where the dying and destitute find shelter. Then, on September 23, 1955, I opened the first Shishu Government, which is every year. And it is a center for abandoned and slightly handicapped children. And then on July 26, 1965, the Missionaries of Charity expanded into Venezuela. On July 12, 1972, my mother, Jana Bohashu, died. Then on October 16, 1979, I won the Nobel Peace Prize. On March 13, 1997, I delegated all my responsibilities to Sister Nubila. Then finally, on September 5th, 1997, I died from a heart attack in Calcutta, India. This is President Reagan presenting me with the Medal of Freedom at a White House ceremony in 1985. This is me with Pope John Paul II when he came to visit the Hope for the Dying. This is me with Diana Spencer when I first met her. When we first were going to meet, something was wrong with the scheduling and we couldn't meet. Then when Diana was coming back from India to go back to England, she went to Rome and met me.
Sassel,
Yes,
Beanie's mother's here to pick him up.
thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, can you just very quietly get your things, not to disturb her? Just do it, please, quietly. No, just grab. Excuse me, Samisha. I was asking Carolina to sit down. Zachary, if your mother's here, you have to go. Quietly grab your things and go over there and pack up very quickly and quietly.
These are some of the quotes Mother Teresa said. One of them is, peace begins with a smile. Another one is, love begins by taking care of the closest ones, the ones at home. I made my poster black and white because Mother Teresa believed in simplicity.
Wow. Very good job on your presentation, your interview, and your poster. Very, very nice. Props. You've got props. And I want you to also tell us about your clothing.
This is a doctor kit because Mother Teresa studied to be a doctor so she could help care for the children and when her away. And Mother Teresa always wore this plain white sari because she was asked to not just be wealthy and serve the poor, but live with the poor and be like the poor.
Very good, very good. And she wore her hair wrapped because I think that the nuns wear their hair wrapped. Yeah, yeah. And that's customary clothing for them to wear. Okay, very good. Questions? Oh, another hand, okay. Questions?
Carolyn, why do you call you Mother Teresa? Well, I took my final vows, and so that after I took my final vows, they called me Mother Teresa, and they just named me Teresa. Bella, did you ever get married? No, I did not. Isabella?
You were Mother Teresa and helping the poor people, but they call you Mother Teresa. Well, like Mother.
They just. I think they just call me Mother Teresa. Bryce, do you have any? No, I did not have kids.
Any other
Isabella?
questions?
How did you, like, why did you become this? How did you become? It's kind of like the guy's question. Did you do anything to become that person?
Like to get my name, Mother Teresa. I took my final vows, and that's how I became known as Mother Teresa.
And they were vows to the church.
Yeah.
Vows to the church, vows to a religion.
Jeevan?
So to open the door, did you just like travel in India or all around the place?
Well, in different parts of India, I served the poor.
Where'd you find the streets or shelters?
Streets, and then I brought them to like these shelters. Oh, I think I forgot to share one picture. This is some people paying homage to me in a more recently opened old age home.
Any other questions? Good job.